is a no-nonsense sales pitch video for this car, which is a Rover 820. This Rover is a wonderful barge of almost complete carness. It currently has no MOT. Where do I start though? Do I start with the good things? Or do I start with the not so good things? I believe they are of equal measures of goodness and not so goodness. So let's start with the goodness stuff. First of all, besides the parts that are missing, this is a complete car. And even the majority of the parts that are missing are with the car, just not on the car in the way that they should be. And to explain this, all I need to do is open the door, where you can see the airbag is not on the steering wheel, but in the boot. And the dashboard is not on the dash, but over there. Yeah, the gist? It is a straight car. Look at that bonnet. That bonnet's not knackered. It's not got dents on it. Look at this wing. That wing's okay. It's just got the tiniest bit of crustiness around the edge there. Other than that, super duper. Same goes for the door, dent free. That one's dent free. This rear quarter, dent free. The boot is dent free, but it isn't lack appeal free. The rear bumper is cracked, but the rear lenses are not. Look closely and you can see a scab there about the size of a fried egg that you've eaten most of. The exhaust is a twin pipe and is in rather nice condition. Let's look at the other side of the car. And here we are. It didn't take that long to get to the other side. And we can see this quarter also very good and dent free. But that isn't staying closed. This door, very good, dent free. This door, very good, dent free. This wing, very good, dent free. And then if we come back to the front, we can have a look at the bumper and see that that is all in very good order as well, except for that scratch. The wheels, there is no getting away from these wheels. They're horrible, aren't they? They just don't suit the car. They don't suit the car in the slightest bit. And I'm sorry that they're on there, but there's nothing I can do about that. These wheels are coming with the car. And the worst bit is all four are the same. Just like all Rovers of this age, corrosion can start to get to the body shell. Just like all cars of this age, corrosion can get to the body shell. Let's not pick on Rover. And if we look down here, we can see it's going just a bit crusty, although it does still sound very solid. It's just crusty looking. The other side is exactly the same. Might even need a patch, but that does sound solid to me. Let's open the bonnet, shall we? The bonnet supported by two big gas struts, and we can see that this is Rover's very own T-Series engine, which is a rather good engine indeed. This engine can be heard running on a previous video, or previous videos of mine. The only trouble is to get it to run. It does get me a bit further along the video as to why this car is being sold as spares or repair rather than just a complete car, even though it is a complete car. Cut a long story short, the engine is superb. The engine is excellent. The engine sounds really, really very nice indeed, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just getting the feel to the engine is the problem. We can see there is a bit of leakage around the rocker cover, which is natural, and the coolant temperature sensor is missing. That means when you switch it on, the coolant comes out of there instead of being circulated. That is less than ideal, and that's happened because the previous owner took that off. It's a marvellous place to sit. This is the kind of car, if I was never going to get it running, I could just have it sat around for somewhere comfortable to sit in between doing jobs. This is the car I'd have, because it does that very, very well indeed. And occasionally you can move it around. Let's have a little explanation. This car was originally bought by the previous owner as a spares car. But he didn't really get started. He took a few bits off and then changed his mind. And then the car sat around for a couple of years in the dry, luckily, and then I ended up with it here. So everything that you can see isn't there is here somewhere, and it's all in rather good condition otherwise. Even the headlining is not It's droopy doopy. Perhaps I should go into the reason why this car isn't one you can just get in and drive away. The first is obviously it's got no MOT because it's been sat around for years. And the other is getting the fuel from the fuel tank to the engine. Yeah, the fuel pump works, all of the lines are fine. So as long as there's fuel in the tank, you're okay. But keeping that fuel in the tank, difficult. Because where the fuel filler neck has been taken out from another car, it wasn't replaced. And where it was taken off, it wasn't taken off too well, and it just had the rubber pipes cut basically. So in order to replace those pipes, the fuel tank needs to come off, I think. Or at least it needs to be done where you can be properly underneath the car, which is the kind of job I'm not that good at doing in a yard where it's just full of dirt and dust and mud. And that's why I've decided that this car would be better off in somebody else's hands. I was going to have this one as a long-term project, but I do have other projects on the go and they keep getting pushed back because other things come in that are easier for me to sort out. What this car needs is somebody with better tools, a ramp, more knowledge, more patience, and a better beard than I can offer. For the mechanic that hasn't got loads and loads of other Rovers to deal with, this is probably the car for you. So what about price? Well, actually, one of the other reasons why I'm going to push this now is because I keep getting asked for parts that this car has. And I don't really want to be taking them off and breaking it. I prefer this car to go complete somewhere else. So I think, given the car, its rarity, and the fact that it doesn't have an absolute massive list of things to do on it, £550 is a steal. 550, not 450, 550. The price is £550. It might sound a bit funny that I've mentioned the price of being £550 rather than something else more than once there, but that's what people seem to do with all this what's your best price mate malarkey. Well, the best price is the price I've already put on it, and if you want it for less, then maybe you should just look somewhere else. Who's going to say that to me? Oh, I'm after a Rover 820 as a project. I want some bits missing, but it all there basically, and be an easy fix for someone like me who knows what I'm doing. But I don't want to pay £550, I want to pay £450. I'll have to go and look somewhere else.